We are joined by Ty Law, who joins us on the Harbor One hotline. He's brought to you by Corvus Vodka, the official vodka of Pro Football Hall of Famer Ty Law, by 110 Grill, Modern American Cuisine, and top allergy-friendly restaurant, and by findmassmoney.gov. Also by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. They give a poop about your pipes. How we doing this week, Ty Law?
Oh, I'm good, guys. Good morning. You know, almost that time for Christmas. Hey, I'm about broke. You know, all these kids and on December birthdays. So, you know, it's a great time of year, but rough on the brothers' pockets.
Are you done? Are you done Christmas shopping?
Oh, you know, I got some, but I'm a last minute type of guy. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm so busy with everything, so I'm gonna utilize this time this weekend. You know.
No, I know you got multiple times per week on this show. That's not a lot of time for holiday shopping. So I'm curious. I'm curious when it comes to an NFL locker room this time of year. You just said it. Christmas right around the corner. This Patriots team, for instance, sits here at 3-11 going into the end of the year. I don't know that you were ever quite in that position in your career, but how different is it this time of year? When you know you're mathematically eliminated, how difficult is that to focus and stay on the task at hand?
I can tell you what's really going on with them. I said they've been out there shopping right after practice. They ass going shopping. You know what I mean? That's what they doing. So you know it's difficult, but you got to try to bring. The only thing that they can feel good about that is holiday season. You know, I'm gonna spend some time. I can spend more time with my family. You know, because they going home during the playoffs. So after the season. So they're going to get their shopping on. They probably getting all the good stuff. They probably in line first. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but that's the reality of what's going on. So it's going to be a long off season for the Patriots. I tell you that. It's going to be a long off season, and some of those guys got to really sit back and think, you know, like where do we mess up? Where do we go wrong? Because this is something that we're not used to. You know, I mean, we've had some down seasons, of course, but this right here has to be the low of the low. And I can only imagine what those guys are going through for those that care. Some guys just don't give a damn. They get a check and go. But for guys that care and really care about the game and their production and care about the team, it's going to be a long, hard off season.
Ty, you were here for many years. The Patriots for my entire life have never played well in Denver. I don't know what it is. Is the altitude legit? Why is it that even the great Patriots teams struggled to win there?
and I pride myself in being in tip-top shape. It is a difference. And then after going up there, you know, playing, I was there for a cup of coffee for half a season, and that altitude, it is an adjustment, and it's a struggle. I don't care what type of shape that you think you're in. When you go out there and get that thin air, it affects you. You know what I mean? I remember I had to catch the team. I didn't even catch the team playing home. My equilibrium was messed up. I couldn't even figure out who I was covering out there. I was so tired and the vision was so blurry. It is definitely an adjustment. So it's just one of those things you got to fight through. I think I don't know if it was Ryan Clark or somebody that had like the sickle cell, something like that he just never could play in Denver. You know what I mean? It is real, guys. It is real. And actually, when I was in Denver, when we played elsewhere, I feel like I can run all day once you get acclimated to it. So you would think that they would have an advantage, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it is definitely a disadvantage when you're going in there if you're not used to it.
Ty, Trent Brown has been riding pretty hard when it comes to Malik Cunningham and his departure from New England. He was talking to a beat reporter just the other day and said, "My guy couldn't even get a red jersey. I'm glad he's in a better place." Do you remember a time where there has been a player who's spoken out so openly about maybe a decision Bill Belichick has made while on the current roster? And how do you think Bill handles that?
Well, he's going to refresh me a little bit, Courtney. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Malik Cunningham is no longer with the Patriots. He went to they sent him to Baltimore, and since then, Trent Brown, when the news was announced, he took to Instagram to say, happy that my brother is going somewhere else, and now he's saying my guy couldn't even get a red jersey here. I'm glad he's in a better place. Saying that, playing for Baltimore, a better place than New England.
Well, that's not a good look. It's not only a good look, for you're speaking on, the coach and the organization is not good for your teammates, the rest of your teammates. What are you saying? What kind of message is that? So if you feel like that, you're supposed to keep that to yourself. You don't let that out there in the atmosphere and let us run with it. You know what I mean? Let the media run with it. So, I mean, that's not good. And he can find himself, somewhere else again as well, just by saying that, especially when you're dealing with, Coach Belichick.
So he's not the only one doing that this year, though. There's been more, and look, I mean, the team is less successful than it's been in a long, long time. Maybe it's to be expected, but there is more of that open second-guessing from players currently on the roster about Jack Jones now elsewhere, Malik Cunningham now elsewhere, players grousing about not getting enough snaps, like Jalen Mills earlier in the year. What does that tell you about Bill and his hold on the locker room?
Well, I mean, you're losing it because this is, for those type of players, I mean, I guess you lose them and they're more vocal. You have your social media out here now. You have different outlets. I mean, people express their frustrations differently. You know what I mean? I guess, I'm a little old school. You handle it in-house, and at least that's how we were. But it's a different day and age right now where people just say something and they put it on any platform and then it goes. So you got to be careful what you say. But if you look at it from that standpoint, more and more people is coming out. Is Coach Belichick losing the locker room? I don't know. I'm not in there. You didn't lose it with us because you had a lot of us veterans police in the locker room and say, look, we don't get down like that. We're going to handle it internally. There's no such thing as internally anymore. The way the world is, and with the social media, and people who got their cell phones and they can say anything in an instant, it gets their message out. So I think Coach Belichick, if he decides to coach and move forward, he's going to have to make an adjustment to it, understand where we're at right now. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get stuck in our ways, and sometimes you have to change. I'm not saying that those guys are right by any means. Don't get me wrong, by any means. Keep that shit in-house. Oh. I know that's a swear jar. Keep it in-house. Merry Christmas. But
you already said you're spending too much money on shopping. That's more money out of the pocket.
Exactly. But see, when we do the swear jar, it's going for a cause. So I can justify that's cursing for a cause. Sometimes these kids, you get stuff because they spoil. Sometimes I'd be like, what, I ain't buying it just because. It's people, less fortunate. So I tell my kids that, but it's still Christmas and they are kids. But, back to Belichick, guys, it's going to be interesting what happens. You're seeing all these rumblings. You're seeing all these rumors going around, and it's going to be interesting to see if he is the head coach of the New England Patriots next year. I would still like to see it because I still think he's a hell of a coach if you give him the right players. But it's going to be an interesting decision for Mr. Kraft.
No, I'm very interested in this. I was unaware, and it's Ty Law joining us here on the Greg Hill Show. Ty Law's First Swear is sponsored by QC Kinetics, who are donating $20 per week to the Greg Hill Foundation, which I was unaware of. Wow. Yeah. How about that?
Ready to go for a cause.
Ready to go every week. Curses for a cause.
Beats Walk for Hunger, I'll tell you that. Ty, this team is totally dull to me, so I'm just curious going forward, as you just were talking about Belichick, what would you do at quarterback? How would you handle this situation? Would you draft one? Would you sign one? Would you do both? How would Ty Law approach the most important position this offseason?
I would see what's available in the draft. I mean, you're definitely going to have, a great spot to get one of the top quarterbacks. Right. I mean, that's a given. Now, do you see one of those quarterbacks as being the face of the franchise to bring you back to the level? Do you see that as your future? Now, if you don't, guess what? You have a position in the draft that maybe someone else sees that, and then you can leverage that and get more draft picks or get, another veteran, a QB, and not take that chance on a young rookie, because you never know in quarterbacks. It's just a lot of bust going on out there, especially in the first round. And when you pick that high, you better be damn sure that they're going to be able to pan out. But that's something that you never know when you get a rookie. They're coming from college. It's a different game in the pros. So I just hopefully they get one of these top quarterbacks. I mean, of course, you want to draft it because you can kind of groom them and in-house. But if you really don't see that this is the future, go get you one of those those vets. Might save you a couple dollars too. You know what I mean? if you go get a veteran quarterback and then draft one in the later rounds. Look, I'm not saying that no one's ever going to find another Tom Brady. So I'm not saying that, but you can get, a good quarterback, third, fourth round. If you want to build a team and not invest it all in the quarterback. There's so many ways that you can do it, but I would have to evaluate the talent at college right now. Who are these top 3-4 quarterbacks? And I have to really believe in my heart that this is the way to go, and I can't get persuaded by people's public opinion, because at the end of the day, I'm the one. If I was the owner, I got to cut the check, and I got to be sure that this guy is the guy, in my opinion, and then I'll live with it from there.
Would you want to see the team keep Bailey Zappi as a backup if they could get somebody else in the draft?
Absolutely. I think that he's earned enough to warrant that, I'm a quality backup, and then if I need to come in and win the game, I can do that. I can compete. If you give him enough reps, over time, you never know what he might be one of those diamonds in the rough. But I see so much potential in Bailey Zappi, but then he makes me go all the way back when he want to throw the ball into the team meeting. Like I said, when you throw it to a bunch of guys, why are you throwing it into their meeting? I don't understand some of his decisions sometimes, but overall he shows me something like, he's serviceable. Not probably never be an all-pro or all-star, but hey, he should be on the team as a damn good number 2. And if he comes in with the right team around him, he can lead your team to a victory if he makes some better decisions.
Ty, forgive my ignorance.
But Matt got to go. But Matt, he's gone.
No, I think we all agree on that. So forgive my ignorance. Maybe you've already been asked about this. You're a Michigan guy. Jim Harbaugh has been successful in the NFL before. Maybe he's returning to the NFL. We'll see what's going on at Michigan. Do you think he would still be successful if he made a decision to come back and go to coach an NFL team?
I mean, he's already proven he could have success. He went, to the Super Bowl.
That was a long time. The NFL has changed a little bit, right? I mean, that was a decade ago.
Yeah, but think about this. I'm not out. Of course, we want Jim Harbaugh to stay at Michigan, go blue. We want him to stay there. But he is probably more in tune to what's going on now because he's dealing with college. You know what I mean? As far as this is the attitude. This is the social media. This is all these millennials and whatever they is right now.
Yeah,
he's more in tune with that. He's more in tune with that world than anybody. So going, to the NFL, which already having that success there, I'll think that he'll continue to be successful wherever he goes, as long as he makes the right choice on which organization. If he has a quarterback, being a quarterback himself, for whatever reason, he seems to get the guys to rally around him. And he can make his choice for whatever he wants to do.
If the
because he has that type of leverage right now, he can tell Michigan, this is what I want. He can go to any NFL team and say, okay, this is what I want to expect, because he's built up enough credibility to warrant that.
If the Patriots went out of house, I know you told the show, was it earlier this week or last week, you'd like to see Gerard Mayo if they moved on from Bill. If they went out of house, away from someone in the Belichick tree and someone in the Patriots organization, do you think Harbaugh would be a good fit here?
Yes, I mean a cold weather team coming from Michigan. He's not going to be afraid of that. You know what I mean? And I think it'll be different than Coach Belichick, but I think that Coach Harbaugh will be successful wherever he went. You know what I mean? I would just prefer someone like Gerard Mayo to get the opportunity, because I think he's earned it and he has a certain amount of respect that comes with it, being a player like Coach Harbaugh. But these young guys, they don't remember Coach Harbaugh playing. You know what I mean? Hell, I mean, that was my first sack off of Coach Harbaugh. Ain't that something? So that lets you know that I was a rookie when my first sack was on Jim Harbaugh, and I'm old as hell. So imagine that. So these guys can look at, someone like Mayo, that he's more recent, more relevant. He has success as a player. He has success as a coach. He will probably be able to resonate with these guys more, from a player's perspective. So he deserves the opportunity. I know he has some interviews out there, but why not Gerard Mayo be the next head coach if Belichick decides to step down of the New England Patriots? I love it. I support it. And I will still be just the biggest fan, of Belichick if it was Gerard Mayo.
All right, he's the Hall of Famer Ty Law each and every week here on the Greg Hill Show on the Harbor One Hotline. Ty, Merry Christmas. Thanks so much.
Hey, appreciate it. I got a question though, guys. We got to say something.
Okay.
I had a great time at Total Wine last night. Everybody came and showed up. They showed out, and now we're going to Total Wine again in Dedham. So I'm telling everybody, come get your last minute stocking stuffers.
Oh, good
idea. We signing. We got the music playing. We dancing. We laughing, and we drinking because we taste at mine. So Corvus Vodka tasting signing, Total Wine tonight, Dedham 4 to 6. So 4 to 6 o'clock, come holler at your boy in Dedham.
All right.
Greg said he was looking forward to it, so hopefully he'll see him there.
Will do. What are we playing? Are we playing Christmas tunes? What are we playing?
Oh, ain't no Christmas tunes, man. We hip hop and R&B. You know,
nice.
Clean. We keeping it clean,
nice.
But we have a good time. So it's it's a different type of experience when we do these Corvus tastings, man. So check out Corvus Vodka. Come see me tonight, 4 to 6 p.m. Dedham.
All right. That's Total Wines in Dedham. Ty Law, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.